Hi everybody, we're Rob and Leslie Hildebrand.
Welcome to the Château de la Grifferaie.
3 years ago, we sold or mortgaged everything we had to buy this beautiful chateau.
With the hope that we could create a special place of learning for young people to learn about their world and themselves.
It's been an amazing adventure so far, with so much more to come.
So come along with us as we wake this sleeping beauty and restore her to her former glory.
Hey friends, hi, it's Rob and no Leslie today from the Château de la Grifferaie. Really excited to be here. Our students have arrived. That's the reason Leslie's not here, because she's working so hard. She's in the kitchen, she's talking to students, she's organizing GAs, she's shopping every day for a couple $100s of groceries. It's a huge, huge job, so she's busy. I'm gonna try to get the video out today. I took a look and I saw that I had 120 video clips, and so I'm gonna try to give it some order by following some notes today. But welcome to the video. Now we have some things on the Chateau and also a lot of things of the students just enjoying France and each other. I hope you're gonna like it. Life at the Chateau. Had a small flood in the basement and we had some guys stuck in rooms. There's a few different things. So I hope you'll enjoy this video. Enjoy. Okay, let's start. So our students arrive, they all get to Charles de Gaulle and we get on the Paris Metro and we walk and walk and walk. A couple of days, more than 20,000 steps, so an incredible amount of exercise for us, which is good for some of us. We went to try out some restaurants. Of course, you know that the students need to try out some escargot, so here you can enjoy their first experience. Yeah, c'est bon. Yeah, there we go, there we go. How is it? Yeah, it's all right. Escargot. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Annika next. Here comes. Oh, Annika's doing it. What do you think? And we also got to get out to some places, including a few things we've never seen before. Like, do you see this? Check this out. This is like beef that's on fire. I don't know why they do that, but it was good. And then Leslie had this crazy appetizer. It's like cooking while it comes out. It comes out kind of raw, and you're not exactly sure when to stop it, but I'm not sure what it's called. It was good. It was good. More good times ensue. You can see us, you can see the students riding around on the Metro. Notice this, I love this. You can tell when the group's starting to get to know each other because the volume level starts to go up. They start laughing more and they're getting to know each other, they're feeling safe. And so I took this clip. This is a good sign, listen. You gotta love it when you hear lots of people talking and laughing, having a good time. Yeah, there we go.
Let's go.
That's awesome.
They're talking about feminism. Why are the boys talking? Of course, you got to go to the Louvre, see the Mona Lisa. It was super crowded and actually a little bit tricky this time. We didn't really get into Versailles completely, but some students got in. From there, we went to a little town called Bayeux. We were going to see the D-Day beaches, the beaches of Omaha, the beaches of Normandy, Omaha, Utah. Some of the Americans. We have a lot of Americans this year, so we saw some of those. Pointe du Hoc. We went to a beautiful town called Bayeux. Look at that, there goes Leslie. She's shopping already in our beautiful van. Oh, it's working so good. There she waves, she's gotta work. Can't be doing no videos. The students saw bunkers, we saw the German long guns. The Pointe du Hoc, where the Marines kind of went up the ropes. Americans seem to know that one more than Canadians. And then of course, you gotta see Mont Saint Michel if you're in the area. It's a world-class heritage site. There's the group again. Oh, what a good looking group. And we had a lot of fun looking at different sites, going around. I took this shot. This is fun. Trey was walking up with the soundtrack, so I was like, I had to get a shot of the soundtrack. It's a beautiful. If you've ever had the chance to go there, it is definitely worth your time. Completely free to get in. You have to pay for parking. It's expensive, but other than that, it's free to get in. I saw on the internet someone paid $850 for a 2-day out trip from Paris, but it's actually free. Just rent a car. That is some sweet looking hatness right there. Trey's got some sweet hatness.
It's almost like you're busy like for the rest of the time, you know?
On the way back, we decided to stop at the famous Buffalo Grill. It's sort of a French take on American food, so the students enjoyed that. And all the boys are sitting together. Notice this boy, all of the boys, and Mr. Bingley. Really good bunch of guys we got this year, 8 guys. Usually we have quite a few more girls than guys. This year it's getting a little bit more level, which I think is a sign of health for the organization. Nice to have both genders. When we got back to the Chateau, life really starts, and we start having, I think we're gonna eat 120, 140 meals together during the course of study. So you really get to know each other. You sit with different people. Here you can see some of the guys getting ready. Every day we have a butler, we have 2 dishwashers, 1 kitchen help, and then of course our GAs also help. So Leslie and Susan have lots of help. Our friends TJ and Susan came to help us cook this year. TJ had to go back already back to his, his obligations, but Susan's here with us for the duration. And it's great. Those guys help so much. The GAs are amazing. Our 4 GAs, Vic, I think they're all doing a bunch of things. I should ask them and get them on video, but Vic is in charge of all the dish room and a lot of the kitchen. She helps a bit with Pause Gourmand and also breakfast. Audrey also helps with breakfast. She's doing all our social media, and I think she's in charge of the cleaning of the Chateau and organizing the students around that. We do make the students work. We get them in there. Everybody pitches in. We're one big family. Nobody's paid in our little organization. It's all a volunteer thing, so the students have no problem jumping in. Boy, the meals start. You can see, if you're watching some of these videos, that the food is good. Leslie starts in dinner. Lunch is buffet style, so we come in. It's usually a little bit smaller, like maybe soup and sandwiches or something. It's great, but it's smaller. Dinner, we always begin with courses, and it's table service, and they start with salad. They come in, a great meal, dessert. One of the students told me, I was walking up to the dining room one day, and one of the students said, and didn't know I was listening. He said, literally, this is the best I've ever eaten in my entire life once they got to the Chateau, because Leslie does go hard with that. Okay, from there, so many things going on in the Chateau. Classroom, we get into the classroom. 4 hours a day, we're reading through the New Testament. We're talking about deep issues, all the issues you'd expect reading through the New Testament. Because honestly, if you don't know much about Christianity, there are some things about Christianity that are very well accepted by everybody, and there's some that are kind of a little bit countercultural right now. Like, for example, forgive your enemies. Not popular. Don't worry. Not popular. Don't be proud. Very unpopular. And there's a host more we could talk about, right? But so there's lots of good discussions. Students are great. We take turns reading, and we go around the circle. You can see Mr. Bingley gets some love from the students. He often will go sit with one of the students for a little while, then he'll go sit with another one of the students. That's great. We have a tremendous number of musicians this year. We have, I think, 5 guitar players. We have 2 mandolin players, 2 upright bass players. So we let everybody take a chance and get in there and do some music. Another great thing about this group is they really know how to entertain themselves. It seems like the group is always somewhere playing a game. Either they're playing instruments in a room or they're, watching a movie. This group does a lot of board games. They've done a lot of big group games. Here you can see them in the grand salon playing some kind of name game and all just having a good time with that.
I couldn't have remembered that name if you had paid me $1 million.
God, that was never brought up at all.
That's insane. I never would have guessed that. No. Sting pong? We're playing ping pong. All right. 2-11? Oh, okay. No, we're not making my dumb.
We started some ping pong. We created the ping pong wood-fired pizza oven room, and that has been a hit. There's a lot of times there's several students, maybe there'll be 5-10 students down there at any one time. You can hear them all through the house. And the big one is Chateau Mafia. Now this is a great game. This is super fun. I'll put it on while I'm talking here so you can watch it. Basically, you turn all the lights out. It's a night game, and you have 2 or 3 killers, and they walk around, and if they tap you on the shoulder or the head, then you have to fall down and die without saying anything. And so the other students try to figure out who did it, and nobody knows that the person has been killed until somebody stumbles upon a dead body, and then everybody starts getting nervous, and they call for the lights.
Dead body! Dead body!
Why are you running from the room? Dead body.
Where? The one that's so scared.
Wait, Rob, are you playing?
Oh yeah, I'm getting I am playing.
Who got?
Oh, are you partially dead?
Once the lights are turned on, then people try to figure it out and they vote to see who gets kicked off.
I saw. I was walking through this room, and as soon as the game started, and turned the corner. I saw Jesse sit down. I was thinking, okay, that's an interesting strategy. Good for him. And then I looked back and I saw Elizabeth tapping Weiss on the shoulder. And to make sure, I saw Jesse fall limp on the couch. And I ran because she was coming after me next. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
No way.
That is the what is the word? I don't know. That's what happened. So any accusations? I have one, but if anyone else would like to make one.
Well, I heard an accusation to Elizabeth in that state.
Okay, well, Elizabeth, you have been accused. What is your defense?
Like, I make a case.
Yes, you make a case for yourself not being mafia. I'm not gonna lie, you kind of outed yourself, but like, here we go. Let's work on this together, okay? Let's work on this, alright? What is your defense? Why didn't you do it? What is your emotional reason for having not killed Jesse?
Because I don't even understand this game.
That's pretty good.
I did it.
Elizabeth totally did it.
Understanding that Trey was mafia because, come here, Trey, come here, okay? Sean, you walked through that door and Trey thinks that you're mafia. So Trey comes up.
I still don't know why she thinks she's dead. She should still be in the game right now. I did not kill Audrey. She should still be alive. I'm not in mafia.
We had some really fun interchanges. It's just a fun game in a big old chateau. You have to try it sometime.
I don't know. That's a straw man argument, attacking a man.
I'm attacking because I just am ashamed that you would even mention my name as a murderer. So that's my case.
Watch the fallacy. Using those.
Who were the other ones?
But despite all the fun and all the joy that's happening at the Chateau, life goes on. And this building, we've always said, it's like a small child. It needs your attention because it's big and nature's always working against it. We had a pretty significant flood our first night. Leslie said, hey, there's water coming into the basement. So I went down there. All right, it seems that we have not solved our flooding problem. Yeah, so we're gonna have to work on this. This we're gonna have to figure out. This is a lot of water. It's a lot of water. I mean, that's definitely flooding. Really glad it's cement down here. Now don't get too worried. It's just concrete down there, so it's nothing. You know, we had maybe 2 inches of water throughout quite a bit of hallway, and we actually do have kind of a drain of sorts. Not really a drain, but so we just kept pushing the water. I think I probably pushed about 100, 150 push strokes with the big squeegee, big like 2 foot wide squeegee. So there was quite a bit of water in the house, but we got rid of it, and the floor is nice and clean. We also have an engaged couple on the team this year, which is super fun. And so when we were going through Paris, every time we'd walk in front of like a bridal store, I'd make them pose for a picture, and I thought it was funny. They thought it was funny, I think. But we had one of our Christian and Olivia. Christian got stuck in one of the bathrooms, the London bathroom. Hey guys, we're in a chateau. We've got one man down. He's stuck in there. Key will not turn. How are you doing, Christian? Are you okay in there?
I'm just chilling.
Yeah. Are you gonna survive? Have you resorted to cannibalism?
Not yet.
Okay, good news. Okay, we're taking the hinges off. Let's see if we get this thing. All right, we got it off.
I'm out. It was scary.
Were you worried you were never gonna see the love of your life?
Not one bit. I was ready to climb around the house.
He was ready to climb outside. That's right. Christian's engaged, so we got to get him. We got to save him. And these guys too. We got to save these guys because they will be engaged someday. Send your emails to. We did damage this door a little bit as we tried to get it out. So we'll have to come back and paint that later. But you know what? We got some WD-40 on this lock, and it seems to be working well now. But, you know, all it takes is once and then the guy's stuck in there. So the bathroom's doing good. However, we have 3 or 4 guys going to the bathroom in here, and of course a bunch of wet clothes hanging because they got caught in the rain today. So it is smelling a little bit. Got the boys here, and also we noticed the leak is back, so we are going to need that plumber to get here and take care of that at some point. Not probably in the next week. Another one of the favorite games that is played at the Chateau is volleyball. A lot of guys seem to really enjoy volleyball. They play quite often, and soccer sometimes, basketball occasionally. I can't wait to resurface the sports court. That will get a lot of use once we get some hoops, but we're not quite able to do that. That'll probably take a few $1,000s. Someday when we can afford it, we'll do it, but right now we can't. It is so fun to see this house full of life. The young people are here. It's evening time. We can hear reverberations of laughter echoing through the house, all the way down to the sous-sol, where we have the new ping pong pizza, wood-burning pizza room. You can hear it up 2 floors, the laughter so loud, and they open the windows too. And just now they were playing in the Grand Salon. They were playing a name game where you have to guess people's names, and all of them in a big circle having fun running around. Then they all decided they were hungry, so they all went over to the breakfast kitchen and grabbed some leftovers, and some of them are having cereal now. It's about, it's getting close to 10 p.m. But the house is full of young people playing guitars and reading books and talking and laughing and singing. It's just absolutely wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. If this house has a soul, it doesn't, spoiler alert. If it had a heart, if it could hear, it would be full of joy to know that it's hosting so many things. And it hosts it well too. Like the bathrooms, the hot water are handled, the toilets are handled, everything manages, the kitchen can handle it. 25 people, no problem. If we get that top floor done, maybe we get up to 40 sometime. And I think it'll still hold it. Lots of fun. This is, I think, also the first year we've ever had no students that wake up early, which is fantastic. It's, I believe it's happy birthday celebration stuff here. It's 8 o'clock, no, 7:50, something like that. And we have had, and nobody is awake. And that means we can come down, have a nice peaceful coffee. It's just nice to have some introvert time sometime, right? There's all our tables. Right now there's 23 of us. And these guys like candles too, so we've had candles on quite a bit. It's fun. House is still in pretty good shape. Lots of students using this room this year. Every time I come by, there's students reading and sitting and talking. Lovely. It's absolutely lovely. And even more lovely is the number of students that are instrumentalists this year. We have tons of guitar players. We have tons. We have, if you can believe this, we have 2 mandolin players. We have at least 5 guitar players and 2 string bass players. So when we've been doing music, we've had all kinds of guys getting into it. Here's my spot. Some of the guys are leaving their Bibles and stuff here. So it's been super fun. Okay, session's still full in effect, and I've had lots of rain. Gonna have to get out and get some weeds because they're starting to come back, so we'll get the guys on that. The students have the soccer nets out, and also a huge game of volleyball last night. Super fun. But listen to this. This is new. You got the birds like normal. Do you hear? I don't know if you can sense direction on the phone with the stereo. Towards the pools, do you hear it? Is that frogs? Maybe it's frogs? I don't know. Fascinating. Tanner, crossing off something on the bucket list. Use flamethrower. That looks good. Boom!
My life is awesome.
Mr. Bingley seems to have made his peace with it. Nice to have the clean stairs, by the way. It's been a while. It just reflects more light. It's hard to explain. Perhaps I'll talk about that for a second. You know, we had some guys saying, hey, you should, you know, you can use this substance or this substance. But honestly, again, remember the scale of this, you guys. Do you know when you watch those movies in the military and they punish someone by trying to get them to clean something with a toothbrush? I mean, that's basically what it would be. Even if you used a big brush, it would take forever, and we definitely do not have time for that. So, you know, you embrace the patina. you're in Europe. You gotta embrace it. You can't begrudge it. Hey, look, check this out. My hedge has grown back. Remember I butchered it? I cut it so hard. It's looking like $1 million. It took like a month. So that is exciting. Almost ready to trim the front of it now. But we got this wedding coming up, so we're gonna keep it beautiful. The news on this hedge is not so positive. We're gonna get the GAs doing some weeding here because we gotta clean this thing out. And we gotta, even in the midst of it, there's weeds growing through. Now, if you look closely, it's not completely dead. We cut it down quite hard and it is coming back real slow. So we're not out of the woods here. We could be in trouble. But we'll get all the weeds taken care of this next week. And then hopefully that helps it to come back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's morning. Usually Jesse goes and gets the bakery run, but today Leslie wanted me to pick up 15 or 20 loaves of bread and also the baguettes. So I'm on the bakery run duty. Another part of our trip, we always try to add into the program is out trips. You know, you're in France, there's all this beauty around. We go to Angers, we go to Saumur, we try to get to some Chateau. We got to the Chateau d'Ussé, beautiful chateau. Some of the girls were thinking it was time to be a princess because it makes sense. You're at this fairy tale castle.
I've always wanted to be a princess.
I already am a princess.
And a lot of times, I don't know if I have a shot of this, but a lot of times the girls will take pictures in the, like out the window of really up high. It's kind of cute. And a lot of good times. Here we go. So it'll be like a 3-second video. There it is. Thank you. Thank you. I'll go get these guys too. Here we go. Gratuitous eating shot. I was trying to get the castle in there, but I guess we'll just keep walking. We'll just keep walking. Great, look at this pizza.
Oh, I didn't know if
like
you
a
wanted
beauty.
to shake it or not.
No, let's get it. Yeah, fire it in there. Fire it. Here we go. Here comes
How do I do this?
All right, you just fire it in. Yep, perfect. Perfect.
Nice.
Ooh, that's a good shot.
Oh yeah.
All you.
Nice and crispy.
Yeah, that's nice. The guys want to watch a movie and they're talking about Pride and Prejudice. Obviously, the Keira Knightley version is the best.
Pride and Prejudice, obviously the BBC one.
Pride and Prejudice belongs as a book.
I'll discover the truth from Mr. Bingley at the ball this evening. If it is not true, let Mr. Darcy contradict it himself. If he does, I hope never to encounter him. Poor unfortunate Mr. Wickham.
This, by the way, is Mr. Bingley's post-bathtub ritual. He's drying himself off on the rug, giving himself a little massage. He doesn't really like to be bathed, but he sometimes gets dirty. And then if the doors are open, he runs around like crazy. He runs around like crazy. If you guys watch the channel, you know that sometimes I have thoughts and I like to share them. And I had a couple thoughts, one on leadership and one on society. And so the first one on society came walking around the streets of Paris. So if you're interested, listen, have a listen. It's interesting, you know, I'm walking up here and this is our hotel. Students are just over here. And we're not on the ground level. This is actually, we're up, I don't know, 3 floors. And it's like they have it's like a whole nother city and ecosystem, all interconnected. All of these buildings connected to each other. Really cool buildings, by the way. Let's take a look at the bottom of this one. And I had a deep thought, honestly. I had a deep thought while I was walking around. Because I noticed that I've been walking around Paris and, you know, you kind of see like, I don't know, just the demographics and the population and who's who and who's where, and there's a terrific diversity. And then you come up here on this level, and this is a hotel level, and it seems like a different group of people. And so I can understand why some of the movies come out with these ideas of, you know, is it Elysium or one of those kind of movies where they had like, you know, certain classes and the rich people all kind of found their space and made their own little world and kept everybody else out. I know that's not what they're trying to do here, but it kind of feels that way a bit. I can understand why they'd make a movie like that. Also, I don't think I could ever live in a building like that. It just feels like it's gonna fall down. The second thought I want to talk about is leadership. I've been thinking about leadership a lot like this week, just having, a group of 20, 24 that you're leading around and what that means. In our world, people love to dump on leaders. It's weird because they get paid a lot and they get a lot of honor and respect, but then also people hate them, especially the politicians. And I think, that's not without reason. There's a lot of leaders that aren't great, and there's folks that are, maybe kind of deserve the hate they're getting. When you look at the New Testament, it has some profound things to say about leadership. I think Jesus talks about leadership, and he says, the one who wants to lead must first become a servant of all. And so that's a term that Christians talk about sometimes called servant leadership. And it's the exact opposite of a tyrant who is trying to run things for their own benefit and make everything better for themselves. If you want to be a true leader, says Jesus, you need to serve people, and you need to be working harder than everybody, and you need to organize your life in such a way that it's making everybody else's life better. And I've seen that to be true many times. Let me give you an example in Paris. So we always like to go to the Louvre and also to Versailles, and we had some scheduling issues this year. The Louvre could only get us in on the last day when we were going out to Versailles. So that was a kind of a logistical challenge. That means we got to be out of the hotel by 11. Our appointment at the Louvre is 1:30. But that means we have to move our stuff out. And where our hotel was this year, we always had to walk about half a kilometer, maybe half a mile almost, to the metro. And so what it was going to mean is either we were going to have to check everybody out at 11 and have them pay to store their luggage, or carry their luggage half a mile to the metro, on the metro over to the Louvre, store it there, walk another half mile, walk around the Louvre all day, which is super tiring, then carry their luggage again another half mile onto the RER, train to Versailles with their luggage, and then get their luggage to the van. That's tricky if you've ever walked through Paris metro tunnels with like big, huge suitcases. So I'm thinking, well, that's not going to work. So what am I going to do? So my solution was this. If I'm going to be the leader, if I'm going to serve the group, I got to wake up real early in the morning in the 6s. I got to get on the metro. I got to ride to Charles de Gaulle. I got to take one of our vans, and I'm going to drive through Paris for an hour and a half. That's no joke. And I need to get there and have all the students drop off their luggage by 11 to get out of the hotel. Then I'm going to continue driving for another hour. Maybe that was more like 30, 45 minutes to Versailles. Store the luggage, get back on the metro, and ride back. And so 4 or 5 hours of driving through Paris and kind of like white knuckles and riding the RER to get back for 1 o'clock, where we go into the Louvre and then try to lead everybody through the Louvre. Unpleasant day, extremely unpleasant day. I was kind of grouchy by the end of the day, I'll be honest. But that's kind of what leadership is about. You take one for the team so that you make sure that the group is in the best situation. It's unpopular. People love to diss leaders these days, but it's important that, that we lead. And it's important that if you're able to make things better, you do. And so I encourage anyone watching the video, get involved. Don't just sit on the sidelines and complain. And cheer for the leaders too. If they're doing a good job, cheer for them. It's a hard thing if you're doing it right. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to continue to try to get videos up. We know that a lot of you love the Chateau, and some of you love the work with young people. So you're going to get to meet our young people. We'll put some of them on camera because they're awesome, and you will enjoy getting to know them. But also we'll keep showing the Chateau if you want to watch. I'm still shooting for 1 per week, best we can. Thanks for joining with us. We'll see you next Sunday.
The snails were delectable. They were great. I don't know why people don't like them. They were gooey. They were salty. They were delectable.